and things I've been working on. So basically, a lot of people asking me if my YouTube channels are still on. It is. The reason why I haven't uploaded any new videos in a long time because I was locked out for 1 year, and they basically said to me that if I get one more strike, the whole channel's going to get nuked. So I just decided to leave it more as an archive. But now I'm working on a special project which I really want people to hear about, and it's called Satori. And so I'm just going to repeat. I do lives regularly now on Instagram. So if you want to follow what I'm up to, what I'm doing, follow me on Instagram. I got 2 accounts on there because one of them's just content, Danny Searle #1, Danny Searle #1, and the other one is danny.in.exile. I think that's it. Anyway, I'll put it in the description after this. That's where I do lives regularly on Instagram now, right? Because I'm sort of banned everywhere else. I'm on Telegram as well. If you want to follow me on there, again, that's just Danny Searle #1. Anyways, so I did a Instagram live last week, basically to get people to understand what's going on in the world right now. Because as you're probably aware, we are in a battle, a spiritual battle of light and dark. It's as simple as that. And what I wanted to remind people was that throughout history, all of history, as far back as we can remember, every culture in the world has had some story or recollection or culture of demonic beings, of devils, demonic beings, whatever you want to call it, right? Of possessing people or upsetting people, doing all sorts of things, right? So it's not like mass hallucination, because it goes right back to the beginning of time, and it's every generation has their own stories of demonic possession and demons and demon influences and all this sort of thing. And as you're aware, I can't say anything too controversial, but there was a place called CERN that basically opened a doorway up a couple of years ago, and the floodgates opened, and now those demons are running around everywhere. And as a direct result, we've seen the whole world go to hell in a handbasket. I think you would all agree in the last couple of years. So that leads me to where I am now. So I was involved a lot with the initial protests that were going on against certain things. And I quickly realized that they weren't going to achieve anything, because the politicians do not work for the people. They work for, the WEF or New World Order, whoever you want to call them. They don't work for us. So they're not going to listen to protests, right? And as proof, here in Australia, I think they had, 500,000 people show up to Canberra. Nothing changed, right? And this is when I realised that we're under control. We're being controlled by a demonic force. So these demons have the ability to attach themselves to your aura, right, and suck you dry, and they make you do bad things, essentially, right? And I believe that by protesting and getting angry and things like that, all you're doing is feeding those beasts. You're feeding the beast. You're feeding the demonic presence that's on the planet at the moment. Every time you get depressed, every time you get upset or angry, that's what they feed on. They live on that. So these creatures are like fourth dimensional beings. So in the fourth dimension, your emotions become solid like food, and they eat it as food. So they try and perpetuate as much horrible things as they possibly can. Sorry, Joe back is there. Hi. They're there to feed as much as they can. So every time there's a war, it's like a banquet. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. And so what me and some friends have come up with now is I came up with the idea to starve the beast. We got to starve it. And the only way you can starve the beast is to not feed it. And to not feed it, you've got to have the opposite of negative vibration, which is positive vibration, or the love vibration, which I talk about on this channel a lot, the ascension, right? So if we're going to make it into the ascension, we've got to deal with this. And we have to deal with it as a group. There's no one single person that's going to save you. There's no one group that's going to save you. We, the people, have to do this. We, the people, have to save ourselves. And I believe how we do that is through meditation, but mass meditation, group meditations. So then a friend of mine um, came up with the idea of calling it Satori. And Satori is a Japanese term, and it basically means peace of mind, being peaceful and centered um, in your thoughts and things like that. Get rid of the clutter that goes on in your head and just, center yourself and become singular, which led it to this. So right now we are in the process of putting together a team of all different talents to try and get this off the ground. And because the whole thing is, it's going to be on the 11th of the 11th of this year. So about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks away. So we're really under the pump to try and, get all this finalized. So here's how it basically will go down. I'm going to do a meditation, but I'm going to pre-record it, right? Because what was started off was just going to be in Australia. Now it's already starting to go global. We've already got Americans coming online. We got people in Europe coming online. So then I decided, because I was going to do it live on Instagram, right? And instead I decided, well, the only way we can do it, because otherwise, people in America would be doing it 3 o'clock in the morning, and people in Europe would be doing it, 2 in the morning. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? All over the shop. It just wouldn't work. And also, the 11th in Australia is on a Friday. So it's, school night, basically. And so people have to come home from work, get ready, change, and then come. Because we want to do this in a public park or on a beach. But if you can't make it there, you could do it with friends in your backyard or in your house. Or, if you still can't do that, then do it in your own home. But the whole idea is I'm going to pre-record a meditation. We'll have music and everything, like I've done before. And I'm going to upload that to Instagram and onto Telegram and maybe even onto YouTube. And the whole thing is, right, wherever you are in the world, on the 11th at 7:30 p.m., you do the meditation. All right, it's as simple as that. So organize your friends, family, whoever. The whole point is, the only way we can beat this dark cabal that's out there running the world at the moment is to starve them of negative vibration. And the only way we can do that is to change consciousness. How do we do that? Through mass meditation. We can get 100,000 people at a protest. Imagine if we could get 100,000 people to all focus on a spiritual, peaceful outcome, to change, to shift consciousness. And that's essentially what we're trying to do. We know it's not going to be a one-off. It's not going to be a one-off, right? It's sort of going to, this is the first one, and we thought this is a magical date to start it off at, right? So the 11th, powerful number, 11, and then 22, because 11 plus 11 is 22. In numerology, it's a very powerful date, right? So that's why we thought this is a good date to kick it off. So we will hopefully be doing it. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. Every month, every 2 weeks. I don't know. We don't know yet. But in the meantime, we're setting up a website for it, which will be called satori-global.com. It's not there yet, but that's a Facebook page. We've already got the Instagram. So check out Satori Australia, all one word, Satroii, Australia, Satori Australia. If you follow us on Satori Australia on Instagram, you'll get all the updates first there. You'll get lives by me there, teaching you how to do breathing exercises. Also, there's videos I upload there about, meditation for beginners and all sorts of good information, right? It's not just me there. My friend Layla, who's involved with this, my other friend Sarah in America, who's involved with this, right? My friend Tony in Germany, who's involved with this. You might see all of us at some point on that Instagram account, okay, uploading and talking about different stuff. And then Telegram, the same, Satori Australia, t.me/Satori Australia. You'll find us on there. And really everything I put on Instagram, I just double and put it onto Telegram. And the reason why I put it on Telegram too is because you can then download those things onto your phone and you can have it there, right? So you don't have to keep going back to Instagram. Instagram can be a pain. When you put a video up, you can't pause it, or some you can, but most of the time you can't pause it. Where if you go to Telegram and download it off Telegram, you got it on your phone, you can pause it, you can rewind it, fast forward, you can do whatever. So that's why I put it onto Telegram. I think Telegram's a really good resource. Telegram's also where we're going to put the flyers. We're very close. We got a beautiful graphic designer working with us, and so we should have printable, high-res printable flyers to put out. So we're asking people to share the message around. They'll have a QR code on there, so you just people just scan the thing and all our socials come up, everything comes up, right? So this is a really exciting time. If you've ever thought you want to be in this battle, right, and you want to be a warrior or in the battle, this is it. This is it. We need you to come out en masse, to do a meditation with us, right? And the whole idea with Satori, it's also meditation and celebration. Because we've all had 2 to 3 years of trauma with all this nonsense going on in the world, we want it to be a time that people can rebirth or heal. And to do that, we're going to celebrate afterwards. So you come to the park, do the meditation, and then you bring, a meal with you, bring your instruments with you if you're a musician. If you're a healer or even a reader or something, you're willing to do it for nothing, because we're not charging anything. There's no political, that's the other big thing. No politics, so there's no speeches, no politics, no fees, no grifting. We're not selling anything, right? We're not going to be selling T-shirts and mugs and things like that. No, we're not. Okay? This is not a grift. This is purely humanity coming together to try and save the world. And I'm not emphasizing that. You just have to look at what's going on in the world at the moment. Compared to where we were, say, 5 years ago, you have to see this world is being run by demons right now. They're about to start World War III, right? That's what they want. Why? Because it's like a banquet to them. Because all the people will be in fear and panic and, depression, suicides, all that stuff, right? Comes with wars. So to them, it's a banquet. So that's what we don't want to have happen. And protesting doesn't work. The legal system doesn't work. They're all corrupt, right? They're all compromised. We can't go to the cops and say, hey, arrest these people. They're doing bad things. This is bad, right? So we've got no remedy except the obvious one. We're in a spiritual war, so we have to fight them spiritually. And how do we fight spiritually? Through changing of consciousness. It's as simple as that, right? And it's all about a change in consciousness. Anyway, so that's all I was here really tonight to talk about. I'll try and do this more, as I said, but if you really want to follow what I'm doing and what I'm up to, go onto Instagram. After I save this, I will try and, in the description below, I'll put in all the links to my stuff as well as Satori, so it's easy for people to find. But guys, I really want you to get the message out. If you're involved with any sort of spiritual group or any sort of group that wants change, this is your chance, right? This is the thing. I personally am in Brisbane, Australia. So I will be coordinating the Brisbane, Australia live event, as in the park. I'll be the one coordinating that here in Brisbane. We've got other people in the other state cities, but if you live in a rural town, contact us. We'd love to hear from you if you're willing to organise something. If you're in another overseas country, by all means, let us know if you are willing, and we'll send you the resources and things, and we'll help promote it, right? There is a Satori America 2022, I think it's called, on Instagram as well. Once we get the website up, we'll have all the different countries listed on that one website, but it hasn't been created yet. I think we've got the domain name, but we haven't actually built the website yet. So, it's still in the infancy, but we're moving fast. We really are. And so, yeah, I'm calling on anyone and everyone that's willing to make the effort to make a change. Now is your time. Now is the time, right? But this is a positive thing. Imagine if we can change consciousness, which is not that hard, right? Just like the TV changes people's consciousness to a negative, we're going to do the opposite, right? So basically, it's up to the people. Like I said before, if you can get 10,000 people to go to a football game or a protest, why can't we get 10,000 people to sit in the park on a beautiful evening or day, wherever it is that you're part of the world, and do a meditation? Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention too. I'm going to pre-record it, upload it, and then when you go to the park, you bring your phone with you, put your earphones in, and at 7:30, 2, 3, 1, bang, you hit play. That's the idea, right? So we don't need to have someone there physically with a microphone, because then we'd have to hire electricity and microphones and stages, and it's just all too hard. So that's why I thought, well, let's just do it on the internet, and people who've got phones, use them, right? So it'll go for about 20 to 30 minutes, the meditation. It won't be a really advanced one, because I have to assume that there's going to be a lot of people that have never meditated before. So I'm going to really try and keep it as simplified as possible, but it's still effective, right? And you could even think of it as a prayer, like a prayer day or something, night, like that. There'll be visualization, there'll be breathing, and things like that. So all you need to bring is something to sit on. So there could be a yoga mat, prayer mat, a cushion, a folding chair, whatever you got, and bring a bottle of water, because we're going to charge that bottle of water up with positive energy, and then you'll be able to drink that for the next couple of days, and it's very healing and soothing, because we change the water into a healing water, basically. So make sure you bring a bottle of water, and you don't have to buy it. If you're like me, I've got a water filter. I just fill up water bottles myself, right? But if you don't have that, buy a bottle and it costs you a couple of dollars, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want this to go really long, because I want people to be able to watch this and listen to it. I'll come back and do more regular updates. But as I said, you really need to follow me on Instagram, and also the Satori Australia site on Instagram. I will put the descriptions, the links in the description below once I save this and all that sort of stuff. I've never done this before, so I'm not even sure how it works. That's basically it, I think. Anyway, hopefully this will save. Thank you very much for joining in, and I appreciate your comments and things like that, but they come up so quick I could hardly read them. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and I really hope to see you all at, oh, hang on, I can't read that now. Perhaps it would be a good idea to download, download the video. Well, we already thought of that, but I don't want people listening to it before the event. But they may have to download it onto their phone, exactly, in case you've got slow internet, slow Wi-Fi or no Wi-Fi. At least you'll have it on your phone. Yeah, we already thought of that. Anyway, that's basically it. I'm out. See you later, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.